north of Whitby? Oh, nobody from north of, anybody from east of Whitby? Oh, go east of Whitby. Anybody in the tent? We're all in the tent. I'm going to sing you a little song. If you know the words, sing along. Oh, that rhymed. There's a little whistly bit as well, so, you know, get the lips moving. If you like a ukulele lady like
that is I need some sheets for both of them.
And you promise ever to be true, and she sees another ukulele lady fooling around with you. Maybe she'll cry, or maybe not. Maybe she'll sigh, but not a lot. Maybe she'll find somebody else by and by to sing to, where it's cool and shady, where it's really Mickey, wacky, woo. If you like a ukulele lady like you. Lips, please. Fantastic! Maybe she'll cry, or maybe not. Maybe she'll sigh, but not a lot. Maybe she'll find somebody else by to sing to, where it's cool and shady, where it's really making cracky blue. If you like ukulele lady likes you. If you like a ukulele lady, a ukulele lady like you. Nice lips, Whitby. And everyone needs to Whitby. Yay. I have a few messages for you. You may have found on your seats a couple of goodies. They are a book called The Book of Judith, and in that book you will find lyrics to some songs that we're going to be singing in the show. There are some quotations and some of Judith's artwork. If you love your book, we'd be very happy to sell it to you. But don't take it with you without telling us. So please do speak to the people at the back when you leave if you'd like to buy your book. I'm sure that you will cherish it forever, and we would love you to do that. And also, on your seat is a little candle. Now this is a health and safety friendly candle. You might have noticed that it is battery operated. There's a little switch underneath, and again there's a point in the show where you will see the choir turning on their battery operated candles, and we would encourage you to do the same at that point in the show and light your life with us. Yes? Really? Okay. Just one more. Okay. There's time for one more song. know you know the words to this. Don't pretend you don't. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, sing along. You do? What do you think it is? Oh! It's not, but let's sing that first. Ready? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. What a great idea! Wow, I wasn't going to take requests, but you know, who needs the show? Anyone else? Another who was that? Who suggested that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry? Francis, thank you so much for that. I want you to clap your hands to this next one, too. Here we go. Hey, she's sweet, walking down the street. I ask you very confidentially. Hey, she's sweet. Hey, she's nice. Look her over once or twice. And come on, I ask you very confidentially. Hey, she's nice. Oh, my goodbye. In my direction. Romeo, mine. Ancient perfection.
So about PL.
Great clapping. Michael,
Yes,
are you ready to come up on stage and start the show?
I am. Thank you, Alex.
Good.
Hi, I'm Michael. So in 2005, I met a woman named Judith Snow, and she changed my life. I didn't know that my life needed to be changed, but Judith did. And because of Judith, I'm standing here before you as a living proof of the power of Judith Snow. Judith Snow changes lives. She takes people like me and she shows them how to change, how to transform. And I have. Judith helped show me how to transform. And I am here to share her incredible story. My name is Michael Rubenfeld. Welcome to the Book of Judith. Stanley, my director and my friend. Behind me is Alex Fulmer, our choir leader, and Sarah's best friend.
Dale, the accompanist.
Now, let me just do the math for you here. It's because of Sarah that we've got Alex, and it's because of Alex that we've got everybody else that you see on the stage here tonight. This is a real treat because Alex has been kind enough to put together this incredible group of people and to teach them all the music that we're going to hear tonight. Thank you so much, Alex.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
It's really great to meet you. It's really great to meet all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Book of Judith Choir. And of course, the last person that I'd like to thank, and the reason that we're all here, and the reason we've all agreed to be here tonight, and that reason is Judith Snow. Judith Snow is first and foremost my friend, and more importantly, she's my inspiration. None of this would have been possible without Judith. And Judith, I am so glad that you are with us tonight. Okay, so before we move on, probably important that you have a little bit of context, right?
Yeah, like who is Judith Snow?
30 years ago, Judith Snow was alone in a nursing home and she was dying. That's what the doctors told her. She was alone in a nursing home and she was dying. But what do you think happened? Do you think she died? No? Do you think that she listened to those doctors? No. No. She moved out of that nursing home and she moved into her own home. It wasn't easy, but Judith did it. She said no to death and she became an activist, a scholar, a community leader, an artist, and my friend. And that's why I'm here. Because Judith Snow is here. And why is everybody else here?
Judith Snow.
That's right, Judith Snow. Is everybody ready? Sarah, are you ready?
Ready.
Alex, are you ready?
Beyond ready.
Why are you ready? You? One more time. Are you ready? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Judith Snow.
Please turn to page 2 in your Book of Judith.
Chapter 1. Now, in the course of the evening, you're going to hear quotes that have come directly from the mouth of Judith Snow. Alex, who have you chosen to start us off?
Michael, I've chosen our first reader is Jules. Jules, right to my left.
Is that Jules?
Yes, you are.
Like that? Okay. Put your hands up. Okay. Put your hands up.
That's fine.
All right.
And Judith said, there's nothing in the world.
Close. This is not the world
This is not the
that
world.
I would have designed.
I took the side.
Yes! This is not the world that I would have designed. Here we go, Judith. In the beginning, it was the summer of 2005, and I'm sitting on a patio with my best friend. We're sitting there, we're drinking Corona, we're catching up, etc., etc. And then almost out of nowhere, my friend asks me a question. He says, Michael, I have a question I want to ask you, and it's kind of weird. And I'm the kind of guy who likes weird questions. So I say, sure. And he says, do you remember the woman that I've been working with? Can you guess who? That's right. And I said, you mean the quadriplegic? And he says, yes, Judith is a woman living with quadriplegia. And I said, right, what happened to her again? And he said, nothing happened to her, Michael. She was born that way. And I said, wow, that's so shitty. And then I start to imagine myself living with quadriplegia and how difficult that must be. And thank God I'm not a quadriplegic, etc., etc., etc. But then, my friend throws me a curveball, but not just any curveball, the kind of curveball that has kept me swinging for years. The kind of curveball that leaves me standing on a stage in a tent in Whitby. Still trying to hit that curveball, even though I keep striking out. My friend says to me, Michael, he says, Judith Snow is looking for a lover. Can you help? He asked me if I could help her find a lover. I mean, that's not the kind of question you just ask somebody, is it? Well, apparently it is. And so I asked him, well, why are you asking me? And he said, it's because you know a lot of people. And that was true, but I couldn't think of anyone. How do you find a lover for a quadriplegic woman? That was a crazy question. I couldn't think of anyone. But what an amazing question. Here I was, a quasi-successful theater artist, kicking around, trying to stay afloat, and in walks the kind of question that I've been waiting for, the kind of question that I could really sink my teeth into. All my fears will go away, and I'll say all the things I need to say. I will write you the perfect play, and I'll write it just for you. And I told my best friend that this would make a perfect play. And naturally, he was confused and he was hesitant at first. But when I spelled it out for him, the power of that question became undeniable. How do you find a lover for a quadriplegic? I'll write you the perfect play. I'll write you the perfect play. I feel a wave that's breaking down all the things that have got me all wound up. So I'll write you the perfect sound, the one that I found in my head for you. And I'll try not to screw it up for you. I'll write you the perfect play. I'll write you the perfect play. Chapter 2.
Our next reader is Jeffrey.
What page?
Way to go, Ted.
And Judith said, everyone paying attention to something else, that is what makes magic possible.
Judith requested a meeting. She wanted to meet me. I agreed. She suggested that we meet at a greasy spoon diner near her house called Tasty, because that's what it was, tasty. Breakfast was Judith's favorite meal, and I like breakfast too, so it was perfect. I was really nervous to meet her. I'd never met any quadriplegics. I didn't know what it would feel like. Would I feel afraid? Would I feel overwhelmed? I decided to ask my girlfriend to come with me so that I could feel more comfortable. I remember anyway, it took me a long time to get ready that morning. I wanted to look good, respectable, like someone that she could trust. I shaved, I combed my hair, I even put on aftershave, which I never do. I was starting to get excited, and I didn't want to be late, so we decided to take our bikes. It was a gorgeous morning. The air was thick, but there was a smooth ride over, and when we pulled up, there was a place to park our bikes right outside the diner. Perfect. We walked through the door, and I started to sweat, so I grabbed hold of my girlfriend's hand, and she looked at me, and she smiled, and she said, "I love you. You'll be great." I looked around, and there she was, Judith Snow. I tried not to stare. Don't stare. Don't stare. Don't. I stared. I stared. I stared. And why not? She was magnificent. She was strapped into this, well, it was like a chair, but it was also like a spaceship. There was this tube that curved around from the back of her chair and went into her mouth, and when she blew into it, it was like everything moved. My best friend was sitting next to her, feeding her her breakfast, just like that. As if feeding a grown woman breakfast was just what people do. I walked up to the table and I said, "Hi, I'm Michael." And she said, "Well, hello." That's what she said. "Well, hello." And this is my girlfriend, I said. "Oh," she said. "Hello, Michael's girlfriend." Everybody laughed. I grabbed another chair for my girlfriend and we joined the table. We sat, we ordered breakfast, we started to talk. Trivial things at first, just trying to break the tension. How's your coffee? It's great to meet you. How are those eggs? And then somehow the conversation got more focused, more to the point. Judith said, "So I hear you want to write a play about me. Why?" And I said, "Well, I think that you're fascinating and that other people will too. But you don't know me," she said. "That's true," I replied. "That's true, but I'd like to." And then nothing. And then nobody said anything. And then Judith said, "What would you like to know?" "Well," I said, "what do you think about my idea for the play?" "Tell me again your idea," she said. And so I told her that my idea was to write a play about her and her looking for a lover. And then nothing. And then nobody said anything. And so I said again, "What do you think?" And then Judith smiled and wiggled her eyebrows and said, "I think it sounds sort of cliche and kind of boring. People always want to know about my sex life, but it's really not that interesting, right?" "I don't know," I said. "I'm pretty interested." "No," she said. "Ask me something that's actually interesting." "Okay," I said. "Is it hard being a quadriplegic?" And then Judith smiled and wiggled her eyebrows again and said, "Maybe a play could be a good idea because people are always asking me stupid questions." And I looked over at my best friend and he looked worried. And my girlfriend looked scared too. And Judith just chuckled. "Michael," she said, "I understand why I'm interesting to you. But do you understand why I'm interesting to me?" I had no idea. And then she went on to say, "Did it ever occur to you to get to know me before writing a play about me?" And in that moment, I realized that no, it had only occurred to me that she was a quadriplegic. And look, as ridiculous as that sounds, I know, even as I stand here before you, my only excuse is that I didn't know. And then Judith made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. "Michael," she said, "I am going to let you write this play," she said, "but on one condition. We write it together. And that was it. That was the moment that everything changed and this journey began. And I looked over at my best friend and he was smiling. My girlfriend was smiling too. And Judith just wriggled her eyebrows. This is the sign. Now is the time. Now is the time. This is the sign. Open your mind. Open your mind. This is the sign. Something happened to me in that restaurant. It was profound. It was important. It was crucial. It was the moment that Judith became more than just a quadriplegic, and the moment that my life began to change forever. We all felt it, and it found us together in a moment in time that would carry us even to this very moment, as I stand before you right here, right now. This is the sign. Now is the time. Now is the time. This is the sign. Open your mind, this is the sign. This is the sign. Open your mind, this is the sign. This is the sign. This is the sign. Open your mind. This is the sign. Open your mind. This is the sign. Clear that together we could create this play with Judith Snow.
Yes.
Chapter 3.
Please find us on page 6.
Our next reader is Bookworm.
And Judith said, interesting game we are playing. You have something that I will never have, and that is that you can actually go and put something into a physical expression. And I have something that you can never have, which is a lifetime experience of not doing that. Very willing to play.
Now, in order to write a play about Judith Snow, we're going to have to get to know Judith Snow intimately. What's it like needing to have someone else get you up in the morning, someone to wash you, bathe you, dress you, and feed you, someone to help you go to the bathroom and wipe out after you? Now, imagine it taking 30 minutes to put your clothes on in the morning. Now imagine it taking 30 minutes to have someone else put your clothes on in the morning. In those first few days, we watched while my best friend and Judith did those things together. And at first it was strange being there. Watching, it was awkward, it was uncomfortable. And then it started to get a little less awkward, and then it stopped being awkward at all and even started to get comfortable. Comforting. Comfort. To be in a room with someone so willing to let us in. Look at me. This is my life. This is my body. This is my heart. Take a look. Take a good look. What do you see? Do you like what you see? Do you hate what you see? Do you love what you see? Are you afraid of what you see? By a show of hands, I'd like to know how many of you have ever thought what it might be like to make love to a quadriplegic?
I made love to a quadriplegic.
Really, you have.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Well, for some people, it's not an easy week to make. Maybe, yes, for some people, it's a hard thing to wrap your head around. I mean, making love to someone who doesn't move, it's, it is for me, it's freaky shit, right? Or holy shit, right? Now, Judith is usually put into one of two categories: oddity, freaky shit, or inspiration, holy shit. Or both. How odd. She is so odd. Thank God I'm not odd like that odd person. Or, wow, look at her. Look at how she just goes on living her life like nothing's wrong with her. I could never do that. Never. What an inspiration. Now, the problem with each of these things, and what I couldn't see, is that they have nothing to do with who Judith Snow actually is. Judith Snow doesn't see herself as an oddity. Judith doesn't see herself as an inspiration. Judith doesn't see herself at all because Judith is just Judith. A woman with fears, with dreams, with hopes, with aspirations. I'm not saying it's easy. Like it or not, it is inspiring seeing a group of people with disabilities singing in a choir. But if we can't move past that, then we've got a big problem on our hands, right? So I went up to Judith and I said, Judith, what you have shown me is amazing. Watching my friend dress you and bathe you, you are so much more beautiful than I thought. This is what we have to show people. And so Judith said, take off my clothes and put me on stage. And I laughed. And she said, seriously, if that's what we need to show people, then that's what we should do. I thought she was joking. But she was dead serious. Take off my clothes and put me on stage naked so that people can see what you see. Can you imagine? I couldn't. But do you know who could? Judith. How many people have ever seen a naked quadriplegic on stage before?
I have.
Who invited this guy?
Not me.
Well, it was. It was a first for me. In order to see Judith Snow, we were going to have to show Judith Snow as she had shown herself to us. We were going to put her on stage naked and press her in front of an audience so that they could see her as we had. Not the oddity, not the inspiration, the woman.
People they came to see her fame. The fame is strong, but the world is wrong. She needs a lover. She really needs a lover. Lover, be her lover.
Do we really have to call the play Suck and Blow?
We called the play Suck and Blow because of how she sucked and blew into her tube. Okay, no, we wanted to help her find a lover, so we decided we'd use a sexy title. Well, guess what? You're not the only one, because the play was a resounding success. Judith was ecstatic. People saw her, and they loved her, and they loved it. Oh, this was the moment that I realized that we had a special play, but more importantly, we had a very special woman. We had a very special woman by the name of Judith Snow! And one of the performances, there were over 10 people sitting in wheelchairs in the front row, and guess what?
What?
They loved it! Yes! Non-disabled people sat in the audience, uncomfortable, no clue how to react at the sight of Judith's naked body, while people in those wheelchairs went crazy for it. Oh, that was the night that I realized that I had put Judith on stage, not just for herself, but for those 10 people in wheelchairs, and for all people with a disability, and for all people without a disability who don't understand all the people with a disability. People kept coming up to me and telling me how moved they were by the play, how moved they were by Judith Snow.
Did Judith find a lover?
No.
Did she get any dates?
No.
Any numbers?
No. She didn't get one. She didn't get one. And you know what? It was actually a really big disappointment for us because we realized that people were not ready to confront their fears yet. People were not yet comfortable enough with themselves to be comfortable enough with the idea of being Judith Snow's lover.
Well, did you try online dating or?
No, I did not try online dating. Do you know? No, sorry.
Well, I'd love to be the lover.
You'd love to be her lover. Wow, that's incredible. You guys, we may have solved the problem right here.
Oh, where's Judith?
She's coming.
Great.
Well, but despite not being able to find her a lover at the time, that things seem to have changed. I was able to do something else. We applied for grant money to continue writing the play. And guess what? We got it. The Canada Council for the Arts, the Ontario Arts Council, the Toronto Arts Council, they all understood that this play needed to live on, and live on it would.
1, 2, 3, 4. Be her lover. Bring
Chapter 5.
Please turn to page 10.
Our next reader is Mr. Bud Lights. There, Bud, wait.
You look like a Bud Light.
Judith said, "Who I am is an intruder. This is the nature of my life. Since I was 6 months old, do you get that? There's nothing else except the intrusion. From the dimension, I do not belong in this world. And this world actively makes sure I know that every day. I don't belong. The world does not want me."
Why should it be okay for Judith Snow to feel like an intruder? Is there anyone up here on the stage who feels like an intruder? Is there anyone up there in the audience? Anybody? Raise your hand if you do. Yeah. There is right here. You're looking at an intruder. That's how I feel. I shouldn't be up here. Judith should. But she's not. You know why?
Why?
Because she feels like an intruder. And I have a big problem with that. You know what else I have a problem with? The fact that I have no problem finding a lover, but for Judith it's practically impossible.
It is fun.
All right, Nick? You know? I'm even have to say, maybe you're right. Maybe we didn't try hard enough. And I know that you feel strongly about this.
I do feel fun.
I know you do. You clearly do. And you know what? That's amazing. But you know what? I didn't know you back then, and I didn't Judith. And that's why we're all here. We're here to help. We're here so that we can make a real difference. But I can't do that without you. I can't do that without any of you. Right? So I want us all to stick together so that we can share a message that I know you all believe in. When the time is right.
Yeah, she is coming.
But that time won't come if we can't stick together on this, Alex. Okay? So I'm asking you to stick together with this. I'm asking you all to stick together with this. For me, for Judith. Can you do that? All right. So how do you find a lover for a quadriplegic? Well, for starters, you get really stupid questions like that. That's like asking how do you find a lover for a Jew? Wait, make a good soup? No. No, you ask him his name. You find out what he likes, what he loves. You find out who he is. And that's what we had to do next. Who is Judith Snow? Who is she? Who are you? I wanted to help Judith so badly I could taste it. I wanted to help. Well, here's what happened next. My girlfriend suggested that I spend less time with her and I start spending more time with Judith. And I knew that she was right, and so I took her advice. And what do you think happened next?
You dumped her.
Well, no, my girlfriend dumped me. Yeah. I begged her to stay. I pleaded with her to understand the importance of this project. I tried to make her see that we needed her, that the project needed her, that I needed her. And then she left for good. And I thought the project, the play, my career, my life was over. Oh, my dear sin, don't let the fear in. The walls of these temples are high, but the fear keeps dropping by. I can't seem to fight right. I can't see without a light. So I'll light it myself. I'll light it myself. Guess who came to the rescue? Yeah. Judith helped me see that the first thing that we needed to do was to ask my girlfriend to leave the project. And so she wrote her this letter on our behalf. I'm writing to you as a member of the Suck and Blow Collective. The unfortunate breakup of your relationship with Michael had caused us to be sympathetic and hopeful that reconciliation would occur. However, it now seems that this is unlikely to happen. The remaining members are ready to resume the next stage of artistic development, and we recognize that we must move on without your further participation. Please send us an email with your official letter of resignation from the Suck and Blow Collective. We feel that such a document is necessary so that our present circumstances are clear to everyone. Your contribution until this point will never be erased or minimized. We wish you well in your outstanding career. Judith Snow. And then And then Judith started calling me more often. She started spending more time with me. She started looking after me. She opened her heart to me in a way that I've never had a heart open to me. She listened to the sound of my heart breaking, and she sat with me as it slowly began to heal. She told me jokes.
She's got this wicked sense of humor.
And she's so wise. Judith helped me see that maybe my girlfriend leaving me wasn't such a bad thing. Because if my girlfriend hadn't left me, Judith and I wouldn't have been able to get this close. And if Judith and I hadn't gotten this close, we wouldn't have been able to keep writing our play. Chapter 6.
Please turn to page 13 in your Book of Judith.
Our next reader.
Sarah, would you please?
Oh.
What page? 13. Thank you.
And Judith said, the obvious question is, should we raise this child? The basic question in ethics, the reason I dropped out of the Masters of Theology program, is because they did 6 months on what to do with the unwanted child. And at no point in the 6 months did anybody ask, why are we asking about an unwanted child? Why do we not want some children? They just assumed there would be unwanted children. I am an unwanted child. That is given. Except my parents wanted me. Let's raise this kid.
Before we move on, can we have a round of applause for Sarah for putting together this show? Sarah, you have been my tireless supporter, and I thank you very much. Now, some of you might be wondering how Sarah came to be standing on the stage. With my girlfriend out of the picture, we were down a soldier, and we needed some new morale for the troops. We needed someone to help us take this play back on the battlefield, and that is when Sarah entered our story. I first met Sarah when I was starring in a production of a play. She came up to me after one of the performances, and I could see the strength and wisdom in her eyes, and she told me that she thought that I was great. And that's when our relationship formed. Sarah was a whippersnapper of a theater director before my time. People called her, in her youth, a revolutionary, a leader, a teacher, a bunch of things. But she had had a series of pretty big failures recently. Is this okay? And so connecting herself to this play was exactly the kind of move that Sarah needed to make. Sarah had the kind of experience that we needed, and Judith had the kind of experience that Sarah needed. And she was also a lesbian, and this was a very good thing. I don't, bear with me. My girlfriend had been a major distraction, and there was no chance of me being distracted by Sarah because she was a lesbian. Finally, we could get back to what was important. Judith Snow. Yes. Judith Snow. Yes. Judith Snow. And slowly, carefully, we could feel a bond forming between us. And as four, we became one. Beheld by a message. A message of hope, peace, and love. A message for the future. And with this message, and the government's money, we were going to change the world.
And
Please turn to page 14.
Our next reader
No.
is...
I'd like someone in the audience to read the next one. Does anyone volunteer? Anybody? Raise your hand. You want to do it?
And Judith said, I am trying to change a perspective that is almost biologically based in our world. It says that this body is not good. Eat it, quick. Get it out of the way. It is dangerous. And I say, no, 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 no. This body is good. See what it makes everybody else do. Because of people like me.
Why is it that just because Judith was born a quadriplegic, that we define her only as a quadriplegic? Why can't Judith wake up and live her life like everyone else? Why does Judith have to live her life in the name of change? Why does Judith have to suffer so that others can be free? You see, it's easier for me. Nobody stares at me when I walk down the street. Nobody thinks, poor Michael, how sad that he has to move that way. No, I have the freedom to walk down the street however and whenever I feel like it. I don't have to advocate for my own existence. People cannot see beyond Judith's disability. And so she has to advocate for her own existence. And that's not fair. Why does Judith have to advocate for her own existence? Does anyone know? Why does Judith have to advocate for her own existence?
People don't see who she is. They don't see Judith.
Because you aren't comfortable enough with who Judith is. Because you aren't doing enough to see Judith Snow. And who is Judith Snow? Huh? Who is she? Judith Snow is you. Judith Snow is you. Judith Snow is you. Judith Snow is all of you, everyone in this tent. Even me. I'll be perfectly honest. Before meeting Judith Snow, I didn't love Judith Snow. When I would pass someone on the street in a wheelchair, I would look away. I would look away because I didn't want to insult them. I didn't want to do the wrong thing. I didn't want to seem stupid. You know what I mean, right? Because when I would see that person, my first thought would be, poor them. Or, thank God that's not me. And Judith taught me what a fool I've been. And how did she do that? With love. She loved me. Let me tell you a story. Now, when I first met Judith, I thought that I was the best. And I thought that she was pretty lucky to get to meet somebody as good as me. It's a true story. In fact, I thought that everybody was pretty lucky to get to meet somebody as good as me. But what I didn't know was that not everybody felt that way when they met me. In fact, I think some people thought I was a bit of a jerk. A bit of a megalomaniac. And you know what? They were right. I was. But you know what else? I didn't know. I didn't know. But Judith held up that mirror and she helped me step down off of that self-imposed pedestal. She helped show me that it's not about being the best, that it's not about being better than other people, it's about including other people. It's about love. And you cannot love if you're doing it from above. You have to get down off that stage. You have to enter the real world. And you have to say, hi, I'm Michael. Who are you? I'm Joanna. It's nice to meet you. That's love. This is love. What's happening here in this tent. You, me, all of us together, this is love. That is the gift that Judith gave me, and it's the gift that I'm here giving you. I want us all to come together. I want us all to come together. And I want us to see who is really there. I want us to feel who is really there. I want you to turn to the person sitting next to you. If there's nobody sitting next to you, I want you to find somebody. I want you to find that person, and I want you to look at them. I'm dead serious. Take a look. Go on. Go ahead. Hi, I'm Michael. Janine. Right couple. Janine. What's your name? I'm Michael. Jim? You know Janine? Janine, this is Jim. Hey, everybody, this is Jim.
Hi, Jim.
This is Janine.
Hi, Janine.
I'm Michael. And I love you both. I do. No, not. Right? Does it make you feel shy? No. Does it make you feel shy? It makes me feel shy. Total strangers, and I'm telling you I love you. It makes me feel silly. It makes me feel stupid. But I do. I love you. I love all of you. If I didn't, I'd be dead. Because at the center of this, all of us, is love. It's all we've got, right? All we are is love. We all come from mothers and fathers. We've all come from screwed up families or not. You're not in here. Whatever your story is, you've all got a story. I'm not saying we're all the same. Some of us have lived harder lives than others. Some of us have experienced more pain than others. Some of us are in pain right now. I do believe we all deserve to be loved. All of us. That is what Judith taught me. She taught me how to love her. She loved me and she let me love her, as she has let many other people love her. As I am here right now, I'm asking you to love Judith Snow. Can you do it? Can you do it? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. Isn't that why you're here? Yes. Yes? No? Yes? Why are you here? Why are you here? What are we doing here? Well, all of us here. What are we doing? Why do we come together in tents like this? What's going on? Yeah? Aren't you here to connect? Aren't you here to feed off of that connection? I'm being fed, man. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're all here is feeding me. I am getting stronger because of you. For Judith. One of the first things the four of us did, Sarah, Judith, my best friend, and myself, is we fed. We fed together in nature, in a cottage. We fed because we knew that for our union to grow, for our bond to grow, we would have to feed it. I want us to imagine that we're all in the country, in that cottage that we were in. We're all there together. This tent is our cottage. And we're sitting around a large banquet table. Why not? Why not, right? Why not imagine that together we can create something beautiful? Is anybody hungry? I know that I am.
Please turn to page 14 in your books of Judith to find the lyrics to our next hymn. And for those of you who will join us in our Song of Communion. Now, I'll just sing the first verse myself. You listen. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Look them in the eye and make an offering. Okay? Let's sing it together. We'll fill the tent with our voices. I'll talk you in. And here we go. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Look them in the eye and make an offering. Very nice, Whitby. Now, I'm going to sing the lyrics to the next verse. You just listen. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side and ask if they are fine. Okay? Let's do it together. And here we go. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Ask if they are fine. Beautiful. Now, for something really special, members of the choir are going to come out into the audience with pieces of bread. They are corn and gluten-free for those of you who may have allergies. Do not eat the bread yet. Now, I think we should put the two verses together. Oh, I have an idea. Dunbar, will you join us on the glockenspiel?
I sure will, Alex.
Great! Okay, and here we go! Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Look them in the eye and make an offering. Lovely! Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. And ask if they are fine. Oh, Will, I love something more. That's a great idea. Here we go. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Look them in the eye and make an offering. It's like angels. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Ask if they are fine. Kumbaya, kumbaya. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Look them in the eye and make an offering. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. And ask if they are fine. I feel the love. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Look them in the eye and make an offering. Gorgeous. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. And ask if they are fine. One more time! Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. Look them in the eye and make an offering. Pass this bread to your neighbor by your side. And ask if they are fine.
Before the Jews eat, they say a prayer, and I'd like to do one now. Thank you, Judith, for bringing us together. Thank you for sharing yourself with us, your love, your wisdom. Thank you for allowing us this experience by living your life as you have. Thank you for showing us that anything and everything is possible. Faith, love, hope, and yes, with sacrifice. We may eat. Wait. Don't put that bread in your mouth. I want you to turn to the person you were looking at before, and I want you to put that bread in their mouth. There's wrappers, you just pull them down so that there's no hypoallergenic, whatever. Now wait a second, even the choir and the choir leader gets to feed. Ready, Alex?
Oh, that's awesome.
You may feed. Delicious, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, we're going to keep singing now. The lyrics are on the same page. I'll do the next verse, and you can repeat after me. Share and share your food with the one who's next to you. Everybody, 5, 6, 7, and share your food with the one who's next to you. That's great. Let's keep it going. Here we go. Share your food with the one who's next to you. Look them in the eye. Share your food with the one who's next to you. As if they are fine. Share your food with the one who's next to you. Amen. Chapter 8. And Judith said, I am the embodiment of your fear. That is the role I play in society. You can lay it all on me and kind of forget that it is yours. At the same time, you never really forget. It was time.
Finally.
Yeah.
The path had been cleared and the foundation of love had been laid. The time had come to make our play. The four of us, arm in arm, seized by the collective power to create, because we knew that something right was happening. And that is when I bumped into her, my ex-girlfriend. And I said, hey, how are you? Hey. It's really, it's crazy seeing you. We're next to working on the play. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, okay, maybe we should, let's get together and catch up. Okay. Bye. And Sarah said, Michael, are you all right? And I said, I don't know. And my best friend said, was it hard seeing her? And I said, I don't know. And Judith said, are you going to leave us now and go and sleep with her? And my best friend said, Judith. And Judith said, I'm just saying she's pretty. And I said, Judith, I do not appreciate it when you do that. Seeing her was actually really hard for me. And Judith rolled her eyes. And I said, Judith, I do not appreciate it when you roll your eyes at me. And Judith said, I didn't appreciate it when you brought your girlfriend to that diner. And I said, what? And she said, Michael, when you first came to me that first morning in that diner, I was looking for a lover. And you brought me your girlfriend and a ridiculous idea for a play. You'll excuse me if I have no sympathy for your heart problems, but clearly you have none for mine, because here we are still working on your play, and I still don't have my lover. Where's my lover, Michael? And I looked at my best friend and I said, what? And Judith said, you know, Michael, when you first came, I was under the impression that you were going to be my lover. And my best friend said, Judith, I never said that Michael was going to be your lover. I said that I had asked him and that he wanted to meet you. And I said, what? And Sarah said, maybe we should take a break. And I said, yeah, maybe we should. I was shocked. That was not the question that had been asked of me. Nobody asked me to be her lover. I had only been asked if I could help her find a lover. I was never asked to be her lover. Why would you do that, Jim? And it was later that night, I got an email. This was a few weeks ago now. Dear Michael, it has been difficult. The main source of the difficulty is that I don't want to do this, the play, be in theater, anymore. The direction that the play is taking is of no interest to me, not that that can't change, but to change the direction would take more attention and interest than I want to give it. The difficult part is that I don't want to let the side down. I think my personal assistant, your best friend, is almost as ready to get on with his real life as I am. We have spoken. There are careers, reputations, grants, and friendships at stake. I do care about those. I can imagine that you and Sarah or your lovely girlfriend can carry on with love, but minimal tenderness. Judith Snow. She said. I guess sometimes you just have to leave, and that's how Judith felt. She felt like she had to leave.
And then what?
And then my best friend, he quit too.
No, about Judith. What happened to Judith?
Nothing happened because Judith left.
No,
She left.
So we read her countless emails. We called her a number of times. Sarah even went over to her house at least more than once, and that didn't go well. She didn't even answer the door.
No, seriously. Where is Judith?
I have no idea where Judith is.
What?
She was supposed to come. This was about making her visible, but she's
Sarah,
not here. We expected her
why
to come.
is Judith not here?
I don't know, actually. Michael, I don't know.
No, you said we were making a show with Judith Snow.
We are. We're making a show about Judith Snow.
No, with Judith Snow.
Well, Judith is not here. She left. No, look, would you have come if I had told you that she had left? No. Exactly. Sometimes you have to make difficult choices in order to make things happen. I mean, if you think that it was easy putting this choir, it was not easy putting this choir together. You guys are incredible, by the way. You are incredible. I had a reputation, hear me out, I had a reputation, I was committed to making a show about disability, and I had no disabled person except for you guys. And so, without you, would be me, and I know that I would not be fair. I would not be right. I am not disabled. Clearly, I'm not disabled. Legs moving, hands waving. I had a reputation.
Your reputation. It's like you're using us to legitimize your ego.
No, I'm saying to legitimize Judith's story. What would she do?
I would do without her.
I love Judith Snow too much to not do the show. I love Judith Snow and this story with Judith Snow. I love Judith Snow. You guys, please.
I'm sorry if I didn't.
Sarah, can you just can you do something? Sit there. Please don't go. Please don't go. Please don't go. I have tried my best. You guys, please don't go. What? Sarah! Please don't go. Please. Come on. Please don't go. I have done my best. What else could I have done? I tried to be her lover. I couldn't do it. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. What I have done, I couldn't be her lover. I couldn't make a play about her. I'm sorry that I couldn't be her lover. I tried to be her lover. I watched some porn where people were having sex with people in the room, and there was what? What?
Stop.
What?
Look,
Stop
people
now.
are trying to leave. People, it's
Sarah,
over.
what more could I have done?
You
This
didn't
is
do
bullshit. I love Judith Snow. You know that I love Judith
Just
Snow.
love
and I
yourself.
am
You love yourself.
No, that's bullshit.
You don't care about
It's
anybody
bullshit. I
else.
can be her lover if I need to be. You want me to be her lover? Fine, I'll be Judith's lover. Come on, I'll be her lover. Come on, go and get Judith and ask her to come here, and I'll be her lover right now. I'll be her lover if that's what it takes. I'll be your lover. Is that what it's going to take? I'll be your lover. I'm fine. I love you, Judith. I love you. Judith, I love you. I love Judith Snow. I love Judith Snow, but apparently she's not here. I love her too much. I'm the only one who loves Judith. The show's over. You can get your... Thanks a lot, Judith. You knew this would happen, right? You knew that I couldn't make a play about you without you, right? You knew that I'd be standing up here like an asshole. Well, congratulations! You got your wish! Congratulations! Congratulations, Judith! Is this what you want? I'm an asshole, okay? I'm the big asshole! Can somebody... You can leave!
Nice underwear, Michael. Michael, is this the play?
Yeah.
Well, if this is my play, I think you should put your clothes on. Yeah. There's the pants. Well. Where's your shirt? Where's your shirt? Oh, there it is. There's a bunch of people out there in white robes. Is that a choir?
Yeah, it's a choir.
There's a choir in this class? You remember what I told you before?
No, I don't remember.
We're supposed to write this play together.
When you left, how could you write a play if you leave? Why did you leave?
Well, for starters, there must be 100 ways to write this play, but you turned me into a saint. Actually, although that is one of my best works.
I was trying to help. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know.
Thank you for coming back. Why did you come back?
I had to. Otherwise, it would be a play about you.
I do love you, you know that, right?
I know. I love you too.
Sorry.
It's just that this is wrong. From now on, I'll find my own lovers. But in the meantime, I probably should end this play. Choir? Would you?
Yes.
Come on up.
Okay, shall we stop this play?
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
Is it all fun? All right. Hi. How are you? Yeah. Glad I got that.
Let's get this going.
Hi. Thank you. Hi. Michael,
Yeah.
let's do this together. Where are you?
Here.
This is the
So we're going to invite everyone onto the stage. We're going to bring out some juice and cookies, and we would like you to come onto the stage, say hello to people. If you know, if you don't, say hi. Let's have a little bit of a hang. Two things. What are they? Judith's artwork is in the lobby. She's got an exhibition of her original work. If you haven't seen it, please take a moment to see it. Our composer of the play, Andrew Penner, is in a band called the Sunparlour Players. We have that's him in the back hiding. He's got a new album and it's on sale. If you want to buy missiles, you can. And I think that is it. Thank you all for coming. Come on stage and have some fun.